Hello everyone, I am Game Walkthroughs 22 and welcome to another figure review. It's been a while since I last did one of these and I recently made an update video, so if you guys want to know what's been going on, then go check that out. But before I start, I want to say that I feel like that update video I made wasn't absolutely necessary because I did do one on Too Mad for Gaming, so if you guys want to I don't know. If you want an update that's more in depth, then check that one out. I might actually end up deleting that update video, to be honest, because I don't know if it was really necessary. But I don't know. But yeah, so we're finally back with another figure review 3 months later, and as I mentioned, if you guys have seen the update video, then you would know that the next figure review is going to be on the Yugi Revoltech, the Yugi Vulcanlog Revoltech, and so I've had this figure for a few months now, and I've gotten to play around with him a bit, I think enough, so I can form an opinion and my thoughts on him. So here's the box. It looks pretty good. I apologize it's so bright. There's like a reflection coming in. The lighting in my basement is not the best, so just try to bear with me. But yeah, here's the box. It looks pretty good. I really don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this. Yeah, it was released for the 20th anniversary. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side Dimensions, and Vulcanlog. There's a picture of the figure. Of course, I already took the figure out. It's where he'd be with all his accessories. Flip it over to the back, and it just shows a bunch of poses you could put him in. I've tried some of these poses, and it's not easy. That's one of the complaints I have about this figure. It's probably just me, though, but something that I am going to complain about because I have a hard time pulling off. And it shows you can also get the Dark Magician, which I kind of want, to be honest. I never really liked that figure, but I kind of want it now. So, and then it shows the accessories that he comes with, and then also shows you can get Kaiba and the Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, or is Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. I don't think he's called Blue Eyes White Dragon. He's called something else. He's from the Dark Side Dimensions movie, which, to be honest, I really don't care about the Blue Eyes White Dragon that much, but I think I am going to get the Dark Magician. And then that's it for the box. So now let's bring in the figure, and it's pretty cool looking, I'm not going to lie. I was not actually intending on getting this figure. Let's get a close-up. Let's see what we got. So as you can see, I apologize. It's kind of hard to see, and I also apologize about all the stuff in the background. I was reorganizing my consoles, and I haven't put these cables away yet, so I apologize. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I can't tilt my camera down any more than it already is because actually what I can do is I can bring this down. Okay, there we go, it's better. Actually, you know what, let's zoom in so you can see, get a good look at his face. This is one of the faces that I chose for him. He's in his shouting. He's like in his he's got his shouting face on. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I will say it's not as cool looking as the Figma, which actually, fun fact, I actually have the Figma coming in the mail, and he's supposed to arrive on Thursday. I'm super excited because it's a figure I've been wanting for months now. And you better believe that when I receive him, I'm going to do an unboxing on him. And I'll do a separate review, but I'm going to do an unboxing for that thing. Anyway, back to this figure. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. You got a pretty good detail and paint job. This is like a $75 figure or something, $75 figure. I did get this secondhand, and I actually got this. This was used. I actually got this from Yahoo Japan auctions. That's why I wasn't intending on getting this figure because I didn't really want it. I just wanted the Figma, and then I found this on Yahoo Japan auctions, and it was only 1 cent starting bid. I'm like, oh hell yeah. And I bid on it, and I think I got this for like $42, which is pretty good considering how much this is going for nowadays. So I'd say I got this for a steal, with the box and all of his accessories. And my camera's making his hair look more like pink than like this like reddish pink, but believe me, it is like a reddish pink. But yeah, detail and paint job is pretty good. Looks, I love the detail is like the creases in his pants and the creases in his jacket, and I mean, look at those shoes. I mean, the shoes look pretty accurate to the show and probably to the movies too. I haven't seen any of the movies, but I need to definitely watch the Pyramid of Light and the Dark Side Dimensions. So, but yeah, I'd say he looks pretty good. And paint job is pretty good as well. I mean, it better be good. This is a fucking $75 figure. Bring him closer. Yeah, paint job is pretty good. I can't really see any sloppy spots of paint. I think it's pretty, paint job is pretty perfection. I mean, usually with these more expensive figures, you can expect pretty good paint jobs, so it's not really anything to really talk about with the paint job, but the sculpt looks pretty good, and the details are pretty nice as well. And so now let's move on to articulation. So articulation, let's see how I can do this. So articulation, we're going to take these cards out of his hand. Yeah, those cards are removable. And we're actually going to take him off of his stand. So here's what we got. So we have the neck is on or the head's on a ball joint. You can move it side to side, you can move it down, you can move his head up a little bit, and I don't know, and kind of do like side to side. I don't want to break this. Just to be careful. And then he's got his shoulders are on ball joints, so you can move them up, and actually, can you? I don't want to mess around with the articulation too much because it does feel kind of stiff, and I really don't want to break this. But yeah, this arm can go out more than this arm, unless I'm doing something wrong. But this arm doesn't go out as much, but this arm goes out like almost all the way. You can move it out that much. And then you got movement in the movement in the elbows. Got a nice ratchet joint because these are Revoltechs. And you got wrist articulation. It's also on a ball joint. So you get some nice like wrist action. And the waist twists, and you kind of make him look up and down. And you can also hear that's got a nice ratchet as well. Oh, the upper. The upper part of his waist also kind of moves a little bit. And then the legs, I don't mess around with the legs too much because I had trouble getting this guy to stand up. But the legs, they can move, and it's kind of hard to do. But you can see they move up. I really should like zoom out a bit. I apologize. You can move up, you can move like forward, you can move them back. like this. They don't move back too much, they move back about that much. And they also swing out to the side too, which I'm trying to figure out how to get him to do that without him breaking. Because I've been very worried about this figure breaking. Ever since like a few weeks ago when I was like messing around with him, trying to pose him. Let's see. Maybe I can do it with the other leg. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you with this leg. It can move out to the side here. His jacket kind of gets in the way, but his leg will move out to the side about that much, so it's pretty good. And then also his, you got knee articulation. The knees can move back and forth about that much. And then also his feet are also like on a ball joint. They move up and down and kind of move them side to side. I wouldn't mess around with the feet too much because I might have some trouble getting him to stand up. But he's gonna get the stand now because I messed around with him. But yeah, that's it for the articulation. So really good articulation, but that's to be expected with these Revoltech figures. The only other Revoltech I have, well, this is technically isn't even this isn't even technically a regular Revoltech because this is Vulcanlog. The only regular Revoltech figure I have is I have the Buzz Lightyear, but that is it. So yeah, articulation is pretty good, so now let's talk about his accessories, because he does come with a pretty good amount of accessories. So as you probably already saw, he's got, these are really tiny too. I'd be extremely careful with these. He's got some cards, which are pretty nice. He's got like a handful of cards. And unfortunately, there's no detail on the front. Oh, I wish my camera would focus. I might have to zoom out a bit. This camera kind of sucks, to be honest, because it doesn't. It's so hard to have it zoom. It's so hard to have it focus when it's zoomed in. It's just I don't know what the problem is. But I'm thinking about saving up for a new camera. So you can see there's not any detail on the front, but these are really small. So the fact that they're able to get these really nice and detailed, look just like the cards in the show or the movies, looks really good. And he's also got a single card as well, which is basically the same thing. Again, these are very tiny, so be extremely careful with these. Yeah, nothing on the front. But they're really nice. They're a really nice addition. And then, what else we got? So we also have, we have this, like, explosion effect, which is pretty cool. Almost looks like ice or something. It's pretty cool. There's a peg in here to put Yugi on, because he does have pegs in his feet. Or he's got holes in his feet, so you can put him on this peg, or you put him like on like a display stand with pegs in it. It's pretty cool though. I really like it. I was using this previously to display him, but I'm using right now. Sorry, let me zoom out. Let me just show you. Okay, so this figure did not come with a base or a stand, even though the back of the box says it should, but it didn't. So I took the stand from my Revoltech Buzz, and that's what I'm using for Yugi, because Yugi really needs it. Yugi cannot stand very well without the stand. But Buzz didn't need it because Buzz stands pretty fine without it. He's not really top heavy, but Yugi, on the other hand, he's got a big head, and he's got really skinny, he's got really skinny legs and small feet, so of course he's not going to stand very well. We have two alternate heads or two alternate faces. So we got like him looking angry or more serious, and then we got him more in like a neutral face. You might be able to see the smile, but it's really hard to see because my camera is not really very focused. Oh, there we go, it just focused a little bit. You might be able to see it, it's kind of hard. And then I'll do a quick show of this face. This is his like more serious face. It's kind of focusing. It's really hard to see the mouth, but we got those two alternate faces for him. We put these here, and then we also have a couple change of hands. So we have these fists. These fists make him like he's ready to punch. He's ready to get physical. And then we also have these open hands, which are really nice. Whoops, damn it. Be careful with these too, because all these accessories could easily get lost because they're so small. The hands, open hands, are pretty nice. And then the final thing that he has is, this is actually a really cool touch. I'm actually really glad they included this. It's not a great accessory, but it's a nice addition. So we have, so as you can see, we have this like clear display stand, and then we also have this card that is the poster of the movie, and so it's the Dark Side of Dimensions, and you have the characters on the front. You got Yugi in the center. On the back, it just says Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side Dimensions. Well, you take this stand, and you take this card. It can actually display this card on this stand, which is pretty cool. It doesn't stay on there very well. It does, yeah, it falls off very easily, but you are able to display it on there. If you just don't touch it, it looks pretty nice. Let me zoom out. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I really like it. And so you're probably wondering how you swap out the heads and the hands. Well, it's takes a little bit of effort, but it's not too bad. I think swapping out the hands is easier than swapping out the face. So what you have to do is you have to take off his hair, or take off his bangs, pretty much like the Figma Link. The different Figma Links, you always have to take off the bangs to remove his face, so you kind of just like give his face a little tug. It's not too bad. And there's Yugi without his makeup. Oh god, that is creepy. So let's do his neutral look where he's smiling. Let's pop this one in, and then you put the bangs back on. And sometimes I forget how they go back in, but just pop them back in, and boom, you got a new face. And then for his hands, the hands are, like I said, are a lot easier. You just give these a little twist and a little tug, and do it to both hands. Be careful too, so you don't want these to break. Don't be too forceful, else the pegs could snap. So let's do the fists. Take the fist and you figure out which one goes in which hand, because sometimes I get my left and right mixed up. Alright, so this one goes on this side. Get this in there. Pop it in, come on. It's in there good. Doesn't necessarily click, but just kind of like pop it in there. And then we take the other one. And let's see. Alright, there we go. Got Yuki with fists. Like I say, he's ready to get physical now. Just put him back here because he can't stand very well on his own. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So the figure seems all well, but I do have some complaints with it. So first of all, like I said, the swapping out of the faces is a little bit difficult. You kind of have to give the face a little bit of a tug, kind of like yeah, kind of like tug it like back and forth a little bit to get it off. It's not too bad, but it takes a little bit of work to get it off and then to apply a new face on. The hands, on the other hand, are hands on the other hand. The hands, in addition, or not in addition, the hands are not that hard to pop in and are not hard to take to remove and then put new ones on. So one of my biggest complaints with this figure is that, like I said, he is hard to stand. Like, you could probably see if he doesn't have this stand, or if you don't have the, let me move this in the shot, or if you don't have this, even with this, he does not balance very well. I'll just put him on here, I'll show you. Yeah, you can see he's got holes in his feet. Let's get this in. It's not too hard. And unfortunately, this only seems to fit in one of his feet. It doesn't fit. Maybe it's the other one actually. Yeah, it only fits in one of his feet, which is really strange. Considering the fact he's got holes in both of his feet, but unfortunately, it only seems to fit in one of his feet, which is really strange. But now, of course, trying to reposition him so that he'll stand up. This is the best I could do. So you can see he's on that like I don't know, that ice piece, that like ice looking stand. And it's kind of hard to tell, but he is a little off balance. You might be able to see he's leaning to the left a little bit. He's also leaning back too. I know it's really hard to see, but he is leaning back, so he's not completely standing upright. Which is, I guess, not too bad, since, you know, if you have him on a stand, you don't have to really worry about him falling over. He balances okay on this, but I mean, I really recommend, if you don't have one, I recommend getting like a Revoltech stand, or just, I don't know, just like trying to find some kind of stand to put him on, because he is not a very balanced figure. You can see I just gave him a little tap and he almost fell over. But let me show you guys. So as you can see, yeah, what you have to do is you have to bend his waist forward, and even with that, he is still, and then you kind of have to position his legs back. Like I said, just get a stand for this guy, because he is really hard to stand without one. I'm hoping the Figma will be better at that. I will do a comparison once I do get the Figma, but unfortunately this figure is not very balanced. I'm trying to get him to stand up without the stand, and it's doable, but it really takes some messing around to get him to actually stand. And I can't really complain, because I mean, they didn't really do anything wrong. I mean, he's just, oh, there we go. You have to kind of like reposition his feet too, and there you go, again, the stand. He's a little bit hard to stand, but he's not too bad, but I really wish that he could stand a little bit better. So if you reposition him, he's fine, but I recommend still getting a stand so he doesn't fall over on your shelf. And the other complaint that I have is it might be hard to see, but it almost looks like one leg is longer than the other. Might be kind of hard to see, but under his belt, I also have to comment, his belt too looks really awesome. I really love it. Might be kind of hard to see, but one of those balls is up a little higher than the other, which makes him feel unbalanced. But that's not the case. It just, I looked at the back of the box and that's how it's supposed to be. I even watched some reviews and I thought, is this just my figure? Did I get like a bad figure or something? Or did I get like a fake? I don't think fakes of this figure exist. At least I would hope not. But of course, if you see one from like China, don't even bother, because it's probably gonna be a bootleg, or just a really like cheaply made figure. Just don't do it. But yeah, looking at the back of the box, I mean it's weird. Like, the back of the box makes it look like the feet are like, or the legs are like the same height, but I mean, in reality, the legs are not completely the same height. Like I said, it's not too hard to get them to balance, but it does take a little bit of tinkering around to get them to actually stand. But overall, I think this is a really good figure. I do recommend this. You're gonna have a hard time getting this because it's pretty expensive now, since this figure is out of print, and unfortunately you're probably gonna have to pay like $100 to like $200 for this figure, and I mean, if you could get this for like under $200, I'd say go for it, but over $200 or more, I would say don't do it, because like I said, I don't think it's as good as the Figma. Again, I don't have the Figma here to do a comparison, but from what I've seen, from the reviews I've seen and the pictures, the Figma looks a lot better. But it's pretty cool because this version is based off of young Yugi, like Yugi Moto, while the Figma is based off of the Yugi when he's dueling, so the Yami Yugi. But just the paint the detail on the Figma is better. He's got, I think, better accessories, and I think he's easier to stand up. And I don't know if the Figma comes with a stand. I'm not sure. But also you can see that I forgot to comment too about the dual disc. It's pretty badass looking. It's kind of basic, but it's got some good detail. Unfortunately, the dual disc is non-removable, whereas the one with the Figma, you can remove that because it's a separate accessory. So I kind of wish you could remove that, but it's not a big deal. But yeah, overall, I think it's a good figure. I think it's got good detail, good paint job and sculpt, and it's got some pretty good articulation, and the accessories it comes with are pretty good. I mean, I should have probably showed you how to put the cards in his hand. I'll just show you on one of these hands. So you take this hand, and this is the one that you would put the single card in. So you take the hand and you take the card, and you kind of the cards are a little bit hard to work into his hands as well. You kind of have to put them at a certain position to get them to stay. And also be careful they don't fall out too. I'll just show you the hands. There's the back of the card. So it's not too hard to do. They do sometimes fall out of his hands, so you have to be careful about that, but it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, good accessories. It's a pretty nice figure. It's fun to pose, and got some good variety for the different poses you can do. Also, this card he came with the display stand's a nice touch. Makes it feel more I don't know, authentic, or just more more nice. I don't know. It was a nice addition. But yeah, like I said, I do recommend the figure. You're probably gonna have a hard time getting him because he's so expensive now. But if you can get your hands on it, I'd recommend it. But I still think the Figma is better. And like I said, I'm going to do a review on that. I'm going to do an unboxing on it, and I will do a comparison of the two, and we'll see which one is better. But I already know that the Figma is going to be better. But like I said, this figure is still good as well. Let me know what your thoughts are about this figure in the comments below. Are you going to pick him up, or are you going to pass on him because he's too expensive? Are you a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh? If you've seen the Dark Dimensions movie, what'd you think about it? Just tell me what you thought about this video. leave in the comment section below, and also let me know what other figures you want to see reviewed. I'm not sure which. I'm gonna say right now, I'm not gonna announce at the end of a review now which figure I'll be reviewing next, because I'm just gonna pick one. But yeah, just, you know, pretty good figure, and I do recommend it. So if you enjoyed this review, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out Too Mad for Gaming. And also, this will be the final video where I tell you guys about my social media. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, or follow me on Instagram or Twitter or add me on Snapchat, then go ahead. Those will be in the in the links in the description. I'll have those as links in the description below, so you can check those out. Yeah, so that is it for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.